experience and sharing our experience with each other, right? That said, let's start with our introductions. Aparecida, can you start, please?
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Aparecida Semiramin. I'm married. I have a daughter, and I live now in Rio Verde, southeast of Goiás. I work in IT area with management of cost in IT projects, and I work with this in the last, I believe, 10 years. I work in IT during my entire life since I was in the university. I believe it's this I like to stay here to learn and know new persons and histories and talk about everything. And I like to do some kind of exercising outside activities like walk and ride a bike. I believe it's this about me.
All right, thank you, Aparecida. Let's go with you, Marcio.
Hello guys, my name is Marcio Nunes. I'm 46 years old. I'm married, live with my wife and my son. I have a little dog. I live in the city called Linhares, the state of Espírito Santo. Um, Now, today, it's a little cold, but early in the morning. After, I think is improving the weather more hot in the afternoon. That's it.
All right, thank you. And let's go with you, Osvaldo, please.
Okay, good morning, guys. Here it's cold, so cold. But yeah, I like this weather. I live near to Campinas with my wife and my stepson. I have two children about my first marriage. Both of them live close to me at the same place, at the same region. And I work as a software engineer. Currently, I'm specialized in front end side for the last 4 years. And yeah, I enjoy with a lot of stuffs like playing games, play guitar, sing. And yeah, I think it's a little bit about me. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Osvaldo. And what about you, Yanka? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, sure. Morning, guys. My name is Bianca. I am 29 years old now. 5 July it was my birthday, so now I am 1 year older. I am a sociologist and demographer. I'm doing part of my PhD in Philadelphia nowadays, US. And in here is 6 o'clock, 6 and 8, and it's 23 Celsius degrees, so it's hot. The sensation, I think that it might be a little bit higher than that. And I have been in here in Talk and Talk since November 2023. I'm about to do 2 years in here. Yes, it's that. And I think it's this for today.
All right. So this month you have your first 4th July Independence Day on US.
It was beautiful.
All right.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you. And let's go with you, Michaela. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello guys, good morning. I'm Micaele. I'm 29 years old. I live in Goiânia, Goiás, with my husband and my two cats. I have a part-time job in clinical trials, but I am a PhD student too. I'm trying to balance my PhD and my studies in English. I started here talk in January of this year. I think it's that.
Thank you, Michele. And what about you, Rogério? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good morning, guys. I'm Rogério. I'm 15 years old. I'm living in Rio de Janeiro with my family. I'm an accountant. I've been here in TalkTalk over a year. In my lifetime, I like to run, practice exercise, run, play my guitar. Yeah, that's a little about me.
Thank you. And what about you, Daphne? Can you talk us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Daphne. I'm 29 years old. I'm married. I work at warehouse in the logistic area. I live in Scotland and it's summer, but it's still cold. The life here is so gray. It's so difficult to see the sun. But I like to live in here and I want to unlock my English and to lose my fear of speaking English.
Okay, thank you for sharing. And what about you, Lurian?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lurian. I'm 35 years old. I live in Belo Horizonte. Like the most of part of Brazil, it's not too hot anymore. It's a little cold, but I like to do activities for watch movies, the sheets. This is really nice. I'm here to improve my English, and I'm about to start Spanish as well. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I want to start. Actually, I should already start doing Spanish classes, but I'm so preguiçoso, lazy, you know. Those days, I don't know. I think it's because it's cold. I don't know. I'm planning to travel to Argentina in September, and I want to speak a little bit of Spanish with them. But yeah, I need to start. All right, guys. So since we are crowded today, we will split us in two rooms, okay? So this way we'll have more time to talk, and that's the reason why you are here, all right? Because you want to talk in English. So I send you the questions in chat. Can you confirm if everyone received, please? Okay. And if you saw an invitation on our screen, please accept. And before we something close 10 minutes before we end our conversation, I will call everyone to the main room, and then we can talk a little bit how was the conversation, all right? Uh, thank you, everyone, and let's start, okay? So the subject today will be who lights you up. That means who inspire you. And let's start with the first question. I want to start with you, Osvaldo. Can you read and start the question number one, please?
Yeah, for sure. Who was your childhood hero and why did you admire them? Well, yeah, I think my 30 series teacher, I don't know how, the best way to say that in English, right? But he was the first teacher that I realized that she loved her job, you know. It was easy to see the passion of her put in her activities for us, you know. I remember a lot of situations about that. So yeah, Anna was my 30 series teacher in my elementary school. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, sorry. I was drink
Don't worry.
water. Drink water.
It's
Anyway,
it's good.
and what about you, Yanka?
Well, the first time that I read the question, I thought about Star from the X-Men Revolution because she is really a hero, I guess. And I liked her because she was so competent and take care of a lot of things in that school. But thinking about a person, I could say my grandfather when I was a child, because I always saw him working a lot, I guess. And he was so care, like, care. He cared a lot about us physically, not just materially. And he was very known in the neighborhood. So every place that he passed, he waved for everyone because everyone knows him. And my grandpa's name, it was Armando Pinto. And he was like a very tall
Uh,
black man. And everyone in the neighborhood called him Pinto when he called in the street. And yeah, but I really admire him. He was awesome.
Sorry, I don't know what I can say about that, but for those who are born in Brazil, they understood why we're laughing, you know. Probably if someone watched this on YouTube can not understand the full meaning of someone called Armando Pinto. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Yanka. Uh I lost myself here. Lurian, can you go please?
Yes. I was thinking, first of all, to give my answer, I was thinking about my childhood, and I watch a lot of TV shows, like in the TV, like TV Globinho, something like that. And I remember when I saw like Eliana, Xuxa, this kind of person, all the time they look like for me a hero, a special people, because they were inside of the TV, and I didn't have this perspective about. So when I saw the question the first time, I said, okay, so I think in I could choose them, and I was crazy for them. I went to concerts of Xuxa and Mineirão here in Belo Horizonte. Uh, I ask my mom all the time for to write letters and send the letters. But I didn't have a childhood that a lot of contact with other kids, because my mom, she was really protective. I can say that. So my world was inside of the TVs. But Osvaldo said about the teacher, one teacher, and I remember a teacher that I really loved. I spent a lot of uh, my I forgot the name for folias, leaves, leaves on my notebook to say I love you, I love you. I draw her in my notebook, and she just said to me, Luria, you're spending a lot of paper, okay? Don't do this. It's not necessary. And I really loved her. But after she became director of the school and my love was ended, okay? She was a really bad director in my point of view. So this is a fun fact, but I could choose maybe these special women from the TV that I was all the time watching. That's it.
All right. All right, thank you. And what about you, Michael?
For me, happened the same as Yanka. When I read the question for the first time, I thought about a superhero, but about a person. I have a cousin who was the first person in my family to go to university. And when I was a child, I admired him for that. And nowadays, I try to be that person for my family, but my family generally doesn't like studying. But I think it was my cousin who was the first person in my life, in my family, to go to university.
All right, thank you. So, I write those questions, and the most strange to me is I don't think I had a hero when I was a kid, but of course, I like superheroes and so on. But looking to myself, I can remember, oh, I love this or that guy. He inspired me to be what I am nowadays. But since Michael told about her cousin, I remember when I was younger, I admire a cousin because he was so, how can I say that? Um, Evolving us, when I, I remember when I was close to him, he was older. I was like, I don't know, like 8 years old, and he had 20 years old, and we couldn't be together so frequently because he was way older. But in birthdays and so on, when he was close to us, I like to spend time with him. And for me, he was so awesome, and as a child, I would choose to spend more time with him. I don't know why. But when I became older and I start to work, I had a disappointment with him because I discovered he was not what I think about him, and that destroyed the image I had about him, and that's it. He wasn't a hero to me, but it was someone I want to be close when I was kid. That's it. Okay, let's go with question number 2. Yanka, can you go ahead, please?
Yes, has a teacher ever inspired you to follow a dream? I always, since always, my mom always told me that my only profession it was study. Until today, this is my profession. I took this very seriously, and I always were very close to teachers, I guess, since my elementary school. So it's difficult to me to choose just only one. But generally, I liked most of the teachers that were more rough, rigid, or that exigente. I don't know how can I let me see, demanding maybe, but that really make us study more and deliver the stuff and so on. Because in my perception, these guys, these teachers, really want to see me well, because they were asking me to do the right thing. That was study more and deliver the tasks and so on. Maybe I can say Vanise, that it was my math teacher in the elementary school. She was very demanding. Yeah, it was very difficult actually. But until today, I know the basis of the math, I guess. Thank her. And maybe only her, but I liked a lot of teachers during my way into the school, I guess.
Okay. For me, it's awesome you can remember her name because right now I think I can remember any teacher name during my my period at the school. There was those who was important to me, but I don't think I can remember their names. I'm getting older. Anyway, and what about you, Mikael?
Yeah, I can't remember my teachers' names at the school too. So I will talk about a teacher in undergraduate studies. Her name is Cristina. I like her because She was able to work, study, and have a family in the same time, and I admire her for because of that. And she work a lot and have a son and study a lot. And for me, she's amazing. And for me, she's a good one for admire and go on with her work and think about that. Think about this is possible. I think I don't remember if Bianca said in another mention about that the teacher, the person that have this kind of thing in your life, work a lot and study a lot and have a good life too. I think for us in academic way, this is a good thing to admire because it's very difficult to have a good life in this way.
All right, thank you. And sorry, what about you, Ludian?
Guys, besides this teacher that I comment about, she was really nice, but I was really young, like first elementary school. And I remember, uh, I agree with Bianca. I like when teachers they push us more, to learn something. And I remember I really love mathematics, and I remember about a teacher. She was really old, and mathematics for me now I love. But I was the kid that, oh my god, math is not for me. How I can learn? And I remember this teacher that with her I could understand uh, everything, And now she passed away after COVID. She was really old, but I remember because of her, I did in my school a lot of tests in mathematics, and I succeed. I was like I have award for mathematics when I was in the elementary school, and I was just motivated, to continue to learn because looks like mathematics is this thing, like either you understand or not. But when you understand, it's really good. So you want to know more, and because of this, uh, besides this test that I did, I could say I work in financial nowadays, and I choose my course because of that business. I didn't want to do mathematics, specific one, but I said, oh no, I will choose something to work with numbers. And I remember her because before her I didn't understand anything, and after I started, and because of that I have this passion now, and I put this in my life, my adult life. So her name was Adelia. So she was one of my favorite teachers for sure. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Lud. Sorry again. Thank you, Ludian. And what about you, Oswaldo?
Well, I'm like you, Carlos. It's hard to remember my teachers' names, but while you were talking about that, I remember one of them in my second year of high school. I had a chemistry teacher called Roselaine. I remember her because there was a time when she had some family problems, family health problems, and she always uh, expressed or tried to show us that she was feel good. She was a truly positive woman, and I remember a lot of situations when she was. Today, I know she wasn't feeling good, but she tried to do her best by the time. And yeah, I think a part of my positive way to see the life is because of her for sure. And some last year, a friend of mine had met her and decided to take a photo with her and sent us in our WhatsApp group. And yeah, I've never heard about her after this high school period, you know. But it was interesting to know that she's good today. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Osvaldo. Um, for me, I had a teacher I remember who inspired me, but the opposite way than you can think. Because I don't know if it was reverse psychology, but I remember everything about that day. She said a phrase to me who marked my soul, you know? I was always a guy who liked to talk, as you can see. If you give me space, I can talk forever if you don't stop me. And in those days at the school, this is hard because teachers want to eh, give her lessons, their lessons, and I know I was frustrating her because I talk too much, and I'm the that kind of uh, guy who talk if I'm behind in the classroom. If I sit in front of the teacher, I will talk the same way with everyone I want to talk. You know, I make friends easily. So if the teacher move me inside the classroom, I will talk with everyone. No problem to me. And one day, this teacher looked to me and she stopped the class and looked to me and she said bad things to me. And she said, I will be nothing. She said, pointing her finger to me, will be nothing in your life because you do not do nothing. You have good, no, a good score, you know, good grade tipo, tinha boas notas, but I thought you talk too much and you will work at a gas station. She used this expression, you know, and that was so offensive to me that time. Saying that in the front of the entire classroom. And the first day I keep in silence for the rest of the day. And this marked me because later, when I get older and I understand I need to study and prepare myself because I will have a future and so on, when I pass in the vestibular, I get my approval and go to show to her and how can I say that? And feeling of victory, you know? It was nothing pass in the vestibular, but to me it was a victory. And I don't know if was her intention, but it's something I think she inspired me to be better, probably. I don't know if yeah, if I agree with doing the same way, but I think it worked at the end of the day. That's it. Anyway, but it's hard to listen something like that when you are a kid, you know? Anyway, uh but it was now it's funny, but that time I remember I cry a lot when I went to home. Anyway, let's go to the question number three. Okay. I think I just tried the the vibe of our immersion today. It wasn't what I want. Anyway, let's go question number three. What's something you learn from someone you admire? Michael, can you start with this one? There is something you learn with someone you admire?
Yeah. My advisor always says that his family comes first, no matter what job he has. And I'm trying to take it as a life goal because I see him giving up of jobs and important people when his family needs him. And that seems like the right thing to do in my life. So I think is that family comes first.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. And what about you, Ludian?
I think I learned it from my grandmother, like that I really need to study always and don't give up about my career and about myself since I am a woman, because my grandmother and my mother too, they had a life that they are totally dependent of the husbands. And my grandmother, she suffered a lot of that. So I was raised with this mindset, that go there, go do your career, be independent, do everything for yourself. Don't wait some man, do something for you. And I'm not talking about here about feminist or okay or sexist problems, but because since my grandmother, she was totally dependent, and my grandfather, he was not the best one. um I think she had this kind of trauma, and she was trying to teach me this, and I learned it, I can say, but at the same time, I could remember that she was in a really mood, don't do this, don't do this. For her, she was trying to help me, I know, but I'm happy because of that. But at the same time, sometimes I felt this heavy about to be strong all the time like a woman. It's necessary, so it's important. That's it.
All right, thank you. A good lesson, I think. And what about you, Oswald?
I truly like to have this advice for me, Lurian. It was good, but I needed to learn a lot this part of my life. I had a lot of problem with this. And about something I've learned the value of work with my father. That's the most important things that I've learned with him in my perspective. And today, the way, of course, I really know that, but I don't like some of you said, I don't put work in the first place. For example, this week, last Monday, I decided to take a rest in my job to pass to live to live my day with my to have a good time with my children and my mom, because it was the older child birthday, yeah, Monday, and I've decided to have a time with my mom. My mom, I think but my mom had cancer last year, and she is recovered. She's recovered, and but her health is not so good, and these days she decided to, yeah, bring this idea to the table, and I decided to accept, and I asked for my current leader about that. And yeah, and I said to him, oh, can I have this time with my family, or I can replace these hours in the future, in the next future, if you like. Don't worry for me, but I need to have a time with my family. So at the same time, I know the value of work. For me, I need to put my family at first place. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And what about you, Yanka?
I'm sorry about your mom, Osvaldo. I hope everything goes well.
She's good, thank you for asking. Today she's recovered, right?
Okay,
She's
nice
safe
to know.
right now. She's safe.
That's awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, I have let's see, I was raised in a very violent household, and because of that, I had the same lessons that Lurian. Maybe the woman from my house always said to me that I had to work, that I have to study, not work, to study actually. And the women in there always worked really hard. My mom, for example, she worked a lot until today. And maybe I can quote not two women actually. My mom, first of all, she and my actual boss too taught me to work hard, to have discipline, and to be persistent too. To my boss, she always say to me that the problem is not to fall, but to get up fast and do your name in the next one. And maybe it was these two, my mom and my boss, with this mindset to work hard and have your independence. Sometimes they take this too hard, but I understand them at the same way, at the same time, actually.
All right, thank you. Yeah, well, I don't know if I have words to what you said, guys, especially you, Osvaldo, Yanka, Lulian. But I think during my life, I learned a lot of lessons from people who was important to me, you know. But there is something I learned, just like Lulian or the other one said about family, you know, who is important to me, but it wasn't a lesson I learned from someone I admire. The life teach me this in the hard way when I got sick and I realized uh, I can't count with my family, you know. My wife was beside me during that hard time, and this teach me so much because nowadays I I'm trying to be a better person because of my family. And there is something I want to do for my parents, and nowadays is not possible, but I learned the hard way um, the value of family, you know, in those hard situations. Anyway, I hope maybe in the future I want to retire my father and my mother, you know, because they still work hard. And I think that's what my father gave to me, you know. He was not so present when I was younger because he is a truck driver, so he travel a lot. But he teach me the value of the hard work, you know, so I don't have afraid to work hard to give everything my family need. If I had to work, I don't know, 12 hours per day, I will do that. Of course, I don't like, but I don't have afraid to work. That's it. Um, Question number 4. Let me check who didn't start yet. I think it's you, Lulian. Can you start the question number 4, please?
Of course I can. Who inspires you to be a better person today? I think the memory of my grandmother always is with me. You know, I remember her. I pray for her all the time. Uh, to just looks like since she's not here with me anymore, uh, looks like I ask her all the time if I'm doing right, because I achieved a lot of things that we wanted, she taught me how to do, and but she was not here when I achieve it. So I really pray, and I talk it with her, and when I pray. But to say about someone alive, let me check. I don't know. I think my parents could be the nice answer for that, because everything that I'm doing right now in my life, in this moment of my life, is for them. I bought a house for them. I want them to be a good end of life, to live in a good way. They don't have a better relation. This is really sad for me. But even that, they are together, they are trying every day. And for me, this kind of relation that they have, I couldn't support. But since they are doing, looks like you need to work a lot, to maintain, to keep a relation. So my grandmother, because of that, her memory, and my parents for because they are the reason that I want to preserve my family. That's it.
All right, thank you for sharing, Lodian. And what about you, Osvaldo?
Yeah, I need to say the same person, Luria. My grandma, she had been passed last year, but she had inspired me a lot about how to be a good person. She was a kind one. You had no idea how how much smile and a positive way she used to be, and she had been taught us how to be a kind person for sure. If I'm living the way that I'm living right now, it's because of her as well. She is an inspired woman for me again. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Osvaldo. Um, and what about you, Yanka?
I was the first person in my family to go to the college, to the university. And after me came Julia and Kebeli, two cousins. Another, yeah, another people too, but from my core, my family core, it was them. And I can see they change a little bit, and maybe this inspire me to be better, I guess. We talk a lot about society, about life, and I want to be a teacher, a university teacher, and maybe I will deal with people like them, like these two cousins that I have, and it's nice to see they fighting all day for their lives, for their rights, for example, and this is really inspiring. And this inspired me to be better in this way, to be more open and care about this person. And one thing that we are doing in our family is when you get in the top, I'm not in the top, but almost, I guess, we pay for the other studies. And then this other person, when this person get in the top, pay to the other studies. So I am paying now for these studies to see this happen to the other person in my family. So I have to work. This inspired me a lot because I have to pay their studies now. And to be a better person, because we have to give, we have to retribute everything that our family did for us to the new ones, younger ones, I guess, to make the family better, I think too. So these two, Julia and Quebec now.
All right. That's really beautiful, your uncle is tia. I don't know how to say tia. I don't remember, but it's kind of looking for someone else. It's really awesome. Actually, I don't have anyone. I don't think we had anyone in our family with this kind of tradition, Yanka. But it's really beautiful. Congrats. And what about you, Michaele?
I never thought about that, but I was reflecting here. I think for my family in general, especially my parents and close relatives, because my parents divorced recently, and this destroyed my family in a bad way. That I need to be a better person for everyone to hang on. I can just ignore that as I would have done in the past. So I think is that. I think I need to be better for my family in general.
Okay. Well, for me, I think my wife inspired me to be a better person every day. Uh, because she wants the best for me and for our family. And I know I'm so lazy, and I think if I was not married, probably I will be in the same job when I met her. So she inspired me. She truly inspired me because not because what she does or what she says, but living together, I don't know how to explain that about the marriage, but she is the one who always want the best version of myself, of me. And when I met her, I was a mess, I was saying everything I want without thinking about other person's feeling and being rude all the time with people. And I was thinking at that time, oh, I'm saying the truth. If I think it that way, I want to be I want to be sincero. I don't know, and say the truth I don't want. And she teach me a lot. So nowadays, it's not like I'm hiding what I think, but I think much more what I want to say to someone because I don't want to hurt their other people feelings and so on. And yeah, my wife inspire me every day to be better. That's it about me. Let me check. I will ask to the other guys go to the main room, okay? But during this time, we can share the question number 7, all right? Let's start with you, Osvaldo. Can you start the question number 7, please?
Yeah, for sure. Can you name a moment when someone's words truly moved you? Oh, it's a hard question. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna try to do the same thing that you did about your teacher, your old teacher, Carlos. I'm talking about my ex-wife. She used to say I would be nothing. I would worse than her parents, her brother, and something like that. And Nowadays, I've realized that these bad words, of course, by the time it was hard to understand that, but I'm sure that this motivated me to continuing and prove for myself, only for myself, that I was able to do whatever I like. And I really, I'm glad to have my family, my friends, closed ones, And that happening used to be inspired to me in by the time I didn't realize that, but and nowadays I can see that, yeah, that's it.
I think that's awful to listen from a wife. That's it. Probably she became a ex-wife. Anyway.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think I said ex-wife. I'm sorry. I tried to say ex-wife. I said everything about my ex-wife, right?
Yeah, no, I understood,
Okay.
and I'm saying if your wife says something that you'll be nothing,
Yeah,
probably she will become a ex-wife,
yeah, for sure.
because
It's one of the reasons, right?
probably. Thank you. I think you are happier right now,
For sure, for
Congrats.
sure. I have a good
And
life, man.
okay,
I'm just glad to God about that.
okay. And what about you, Michael?
My husband has always told me to keep going, ever since we were younger, during the most difficult decisions. So I think the words for my husband.
Okay, thank you. And what about you, Lurian?
Guys, since we are talking about teachers, I just remember something now, and I will use this question to say I had that teacher, like I had this dream about to be like astronaut, to big thanks to studying in Harvard. And I remember that in front of all my colleagues, I said about, oh, teacher, I will study in Harvard. And she laughed at me a lot. Oh, Luria, will you really do this? And and I at the same time my light, my light just turn off because of that, because looks like her energy. And this, now I can understand, she was like not maybe in a good mood, she was not happy with herself, she was not ready to inspire students. I can understand this, she was not trying maybe to attack me, but I remember that even nowadays, her words, about no, Luria, you cannot study in Harvard. So make me feel like I have a limit, for all my dreams. So nowadays I need to do I need to talk about that a lot in therapy. Things that I want, and all the time I put like some barrier, some wall that I cannot achieve. And this is one of the reasons. So now it's not so important anymore, but I remember even nowadays, this word was really, I don't know, for a kid, I don't think it's a good idea. You destroy, just a dream like that. Like you said, Carlos, like your teacher too. But you can take this and try to do something better.
Yeah,
That's it.
probably. All right, guys. We have 2 minutes before we finish, but I want to listen from you, Aparecida, Márcio, Rogério. How was the conversation in the other room?
It's a good conversation, another room with my colleagues. This topic today is a good topic about the remember the uh, the good person in our life inspire us. In another room, the people talk about Jesus Christ, about your family. It's a good conversation when is a good memories for talk.
All right, thank you. Uh, okay, guys, we are getting close to the end of our conversation. Okay, so thank you everyone to be